Start with A Christmas Story from 1983, the year I was born. Woo, woo.
We're really close.
Peter Billingsley, Melinda Dillion, Darren McGavin, Scott Schwartz. Oh, I thought I heard there was a story that he was a porn star.
Oh, girl, shake that ass for me.
That could be true. I don't know.
What? Okay. Anyway, back to the movie. Gene Shepard, he's Ralphie. As an adult, he does the voice. Ian Petrella. This takes place back in the 40s, I believe. And I love the old stereo that Ralphie listens to, Little Orphan Annie. It's just so pretty the way it is. I love that. The aesthetics for this film of this time period were so pretty. I really think they did an amazing job. Just the set of it, the scenes in the snow, it just really takes you back and it makes you feel like you're back there.
Absolutely. And I love the narration. Like,
yes,
really goes well with the way he speaks it. Really goes well with the interior that you're seeing, like the visuals.
Because he's the writer. And I think he's in that one scene where where Ralphie goes to visit Santa at the mall and he's like, kid, the line starts here.
Hey, kid, just where do you think you're going?
Going up to see Santa.
The line ends here. It begins there.
But that it was him, the writer of the whole thing. Yeah.
That's interesting. That is really cool to think that he actually presented into it.
But anyway, this little boy, Ralphie, he is obsessed with the Red Ryder BB gun.
No, I want an official Red Ryder carbonite. Do you want to get range by the rifle?
Wants it so bad for Christmas. Ask Santa for it.
You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
Waits in line, writes about it in his paper for school.
C+, you'll shoot your eye out?
He just goes through heck trying to get this gun. He wants it so badly.
Absolutely. I love the visuals of his mindset of what he thinks will happen when he gets the gun.
Right.
Like, his family's in peril. He's going to take the bad guys out with this little BB gun and boom, boom. Oh, thank you. That's hilarious because that's what a young kid would visualize in their head.
Right.
To me, it's one of the most classic Christmas movies. I have to watch it every year. And I remember back when I was younger, me and my dad would turn on the TV and flip it to TBS. And it would play the movie for 24 hours straight. So it didn't even matter and we didn't even care what moment we started on. We could start halfway through the movie. We just keep watching it all day. We didn't care.
Right.
Exactly what was going to happen. So we would just let it flow. And it would be background noise all day long in the house, no matter what was going on.
Yeah.
And so to me, that's Christmas, like full embodied. That is Christmas. That movie, that gives me reminders of when I was a kid. It gives reminders of like how much I like that movie. And again, I could start it from the middle and not even care and just keep watching and then keep watching it as it started again. Like,
yeah. It is a good one. It's such a classic. It's like I said, when you watch it, you could actually feel being encapsulated in that time period. I personally feel like, with the cars, just the way that the I don't know, maybe it's like I don't know if we call it back, like the filter of the actual film itself. You feel like that little warmth inside of you. At least I do. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like being ridiculous now.
Yeah, I think the same thing. Like it embodies what it's like. It's what every family wants Christmas to be. Hopefully it like gives them a bit of joy watching this movie, or even watching our podcast talking about this movie.
That was a shameless plug.
But like,
and love and listen to Nikki and John's podcast.
Right?
Love it.
said the mother.
Just give you a splitting headache.
When he was when his dad's changing that tire, and he's like, I said the mother of all words.
What you think going on? I'm trying to come up, man.
Cut. That's a word. What did you say?
What language? What you talking about? Fuck. Fuck what?
That's what I thought you said.
And then he lies and says that it's his bully down the street, and the bully gets beat. Quick jump. Okay, if you haven't seen the new one, go watch it now before we talk about it, because, spoiler alert, we are going to tell you about the new movie, the sequel. You are going to find out what happens to some of these characters. That bully becomes a cop. Almost arrests Ralphie, but lets Ralphie go home because he remembers how bad of a person he was, how he evolved over the years because of that situation and what happened to him. And ever since he jumped on him.
Yeah, really giving it.
Bully realized he was a bully. He didn't know he was a bully until someone stood up to him.
I did enjoy that movie, or that part in the movie, solely because you could feel like, okay, that was a teachable moment.
Yeah, actually turned into something good, right?
Yeah. The only thing that really, like, I was so sad with, they didn't have the original mom and the dad.
That's right.
And
Dad just passed away. I'm not sure why they recasted the mom.
I like how that movie went back and forth. Like, it referenced so much from the old film, and it brought it back. You know, the leg lamp, the bunny suit, a fragile, it's everywhere.
Oh, there's tons of little Easter eggs mixed in within the movie. And I'm not going to name them all this time. Watch it. I hope you guys can find them. But what I really love about it is that they're actually using Ralphie from the original. The original actor is still playing Ralphie. Almost never happens in a movie like this. Like, where it's taken a sequel, 30 years to come out or whatever. Again, that never happens. Using the same actor as a kid actor to an adult actor, that's super rare. So I really love that idea of it. And before I even forget, the very ending of the movie, I know I'm jumping the gun here, but that was the perfect ending. For him writing the story that is being told from the first movie, and it's his words that he printed, I thought that was my favorite part of the movie.
It is very special.
I thought they put a lot of thought into the ending. They tried to recreate some of the other scenes, and they didn't turn out so great, but that I thought was my favorite part of the movie. Yeah. And my jaw dropped when I saw that that's how it was ending. Was his story that he wrote in the paper was the story he told narrating in the original movie. And now this time, this actor is actually narrating this movie opposed to the original narrator, because the original narrator was supposed to be him as an older person. So you just have to kind of get past that the voices are a little different, but the wording is the same.
I may have seen it off of TikTok. I'm not really sure where I saw it. But anyway, he was having an interview, and he was saying how, he has original things from the movie set.
And we knew nothing really about the business, so we try to get little keepsakes. So I do have the original BB gun. There was a lot of props made. There was one bunny suit made, and I do have it.
Because, after a movie's done, they just trash all that shit.
Typically, it's all thrown out.
People take things from a set because it's like, I saw more and more and more of that, and I'm like, man, easy.
Right?
Gun. Like, that's so cool.
Piece of history. Because, the movie has become a classic. Any piece of it, everyone wants the fucking lamp. Let's face it, that would be the ultimate thing to take from the set. The electric sex in the window. I love the wording. The wording in that movie is what really makes it so great, is that narration, that wording, how he describes everything. Now, the new movie, I can't remember if that based that in today's time or they couldn't have. There's no way. It wouldn't have worked. It would have been about the 80s. Did it say the year? I can't remember if it did.
You know, that was one of the things I had trouble with because it looked very more like it was dated.
Yeah.
But the way that Ralphie kind of dressed made me feel like it wasn't supposed to be like you said, if it was supposed to be in the 40s, it's not going to work for today. That makes no fucking sense. Everybody would be gone. You know what I mean?
They'd be 70, 80 years old, like.
But his wife wore outfits that were very like, you know, 70s, 60s type of thing. But it's I had trouble with his wardrobe for some reason. I felt like it just was it was too now, maybe.
Like he was dressed nicely, but I don't know if that was like 80s or 70s, like nice dressing. Like I'm used to seeing in 70s fucking rocker guys. I'm not used to seeing like what the Wall Street guys were wearing, so I'm not sure.
Well, it's not exactly Wall Street, but it was just very form-fitting.
We're watching it in 2022, and we're kind of assuming it based in 2022, but it's obviously not because it can't be 40 years later if it's based in the 40s. So
right.
The whole movie, I was forgetting that I'm watching a movie based in the 80s. It did not look like a movie based in the 80s.
Right.
And I lost that. That was, I think, one of the only parts about the movie I didn't like because it didn't resemble that to me. Like I've seen these movies.
That's good.
It resembles 80s movies. This did not. They should have done a better job at making you believe it's the 80s. It's in the 80s. It didn't look like the 80s at all.
Well, you know what? I don't think it wanted to get lost in the 80s like a lot of movies do. Totally fine. You know, you want to go back to the hair, it's been done to death. I get it. Everybody wants to be Madonna from the 80s when you have a costume party. It gets old.
Yeah.
Focusing on this boy's life was from the beginning of this film. Yeah. It was an everyday life of this little boy.
Yeah.
But now that he's older and has a family, you know, it's going to be focused on him, not so much the surroundings. I guess it wouldn't have to do that because, like you said, it has so much of a following and so much of a classic liking that they didn't have to really do much with it. They just had to continue it.
Trying to recreate scenes from the original to like not really recreate, but like in a way emulate those scenes to make it seem, oh, this thing's kind of happening again the same way, but a little differently.
Everybody got that?
Ready? Follow the leader. 1, 2, 3. We may be trapped.
Big Trouble Little China is going to be our next episode. I am so effing excited for this. Like, comment, subscribe. Comment of what 80s movie you would like to see us talk about. And if you would like to join in the conversation, let us know. We can try to get that set up so maybe you can have your voice and opinion heard.